This week in Hypixel Skyblock, a few things happened, and in this video I'll be covering most of them. This update was on alpha, so you know what that means. Long queues. Over 260 people long queues. And did I mention my internet was so unstable that I got kicked twice? Yeah, so if you guys wanna ease my pain, please sub. We are this close to 30k, meaning I can finally get YouTube rank. Also at 30k I'll be doing a Terminator giveaway. Now first we have the mining v3 update. We now have Heart of the Mountain 10, requiring a completely new type of powder. This honestly only really impacts the new location. Also its abilities are trash, and the admins forgot to add 3 more tokens of the mountain. Now to access this location, first you'll need to talk to Dulin. Then you need to get a secret railroad pass from the forger that requires a bunch of stuff including Corleonite, which has gone up by 7 times. Also I didn't have the stuff, so I decided to leave the island to get them, and that was my biggest mistake cause I had to legit wait for 30 minutes cause McDonald's was having server issues. Did you know if I can hit 30k I can bypass that? Good stuff, please sub. Now once you've completed the short quest, you can go to the Dwarven base camp. Also it seems Dulin's team will be arriving in 3 to 5 business days. Now here you can do a bunch of stuff like mining. You can also go to a bunch of new locations, like the Glacial Tunnel, where you can get lost, and the Glaciite mine shafts, that you can enter through portals opened by mining blocks. Now once you enter them, you arrive in this cave thing, that I think has 4 variations. I've only seen 2 though, the big green one and the blue one. Here's Derailious and the brown one. But basically here you can find mobs, and sometimes a crystal, that you can then use to craft perfect gemstones. Here you can also find bodies of lapis, mineral and blue armor users that you can then right click to get loot. But instead of right clicking them with your hands, what you can do is get some keys from the forge and then use them to get good loot, like enchanted books, like paleontologist that gives more scraps, and ice cold that gives cold resistance. Now based on my experience, the skeleton keys for the blue one, the tungsten for the mineral one, and finally umber for the yog one. Now if you haven't already noticed, I have this little coldness meter which rises if you are in the aforementioned locations, and it will kick you out if you get too cold. So to get warm, what you do is stand near a 9-meter tall inferno. You can also use enchants and items to increase your cold resistance. Now in this location there are a bunch of new resources like new gemstones including onyx, aquamarine, citrine and peridot, giving crit chance, sea creature chance, foraging fortune and finally farming fortune, meaning foraging update coming soon. Also armor sets like the farming sets and the tree capitator now have gemstone slots. There are also new ores like tungsten and umber. Now they are used to craft a bunch of stuff that I'll talk about later in the video. Also there's Glaciite collection now, but honestly it doesn't really give a lot of interesting stuff apart from the upcoming Glaciite golem pet. Finally you can get the suspicious scraps from mining in the mine shaft. The cheapest setup you can use to mine here is the gemstone gauntlet. Also, me being the degenerate gambler I am, I found my favorite part of the update that so happens to be incomplete. Basically, you can obtain suspicious scraps from the mine shafts and use a chisel in this machine to get not so garbage items like gemstones. But the items I was looking for were fossils. Basically, this guy told me that if I could find the same fossil twice, I could get a new pet. So I gave it a shot, but couldn't quite do it. And after almost an hour, I realized that all the fossils actually had patterns, and through hard work and a good Samaritan giving me a max chisel, I got the double spine drop. But turns out I did all that for nothing because the forge literally doesn't have any recipes yet. Also I think it's the easiest thing to make solvers for, but it can sometimes be incomplete, so that could be an issue. Also there are 8 fossils, meaning there are gonna be 8 new pets added to the game, namely the mole, mammoth, goblin, fossilized ammonite, penguin, ankylosaurus, T-rex, and finally the Spinosaurus pet. The admins added a bunch of new items, but here are the items that I think will be really useful. There are some new talismans that give mining speed and cold resistance, a portable campfire that gives -15 cold, the Divan's pendant that looks insane, the relic of power with a bunch of slots, deaths. And finally, the Vanguard armor worn by the blue guys in the mineshaft. If you wanna see a different perspective or didn't really understand what I was yapping about, I'll link some other yap creators who covered this topic in the description. Or you can just try it out on alpha, if you can enter, that is. Also, I asked a miner how they felt, and they said, "Ooh." Also, the admins posted this image with Mayor Diana and Minister Diaz. Since nobody votes for Diaz, I think they are gonna switch out her abilities a bit. Maybe a new perk called Diaz. Yes, some people are also speculating that it could be a double mayor thing, where multiple mayors can be elected at once, and they get special perks based on the combinations. There's also a mayor election community project, so contribute, I guess. The edible mace no longer works on non-melee hits. I honestly don't know if anyone was using it to one-tap Necron with a spoon, but it's no longer possible now. The Megalodon pet has received a massive nerf, as its blood scent bonus is now additive, making it kinda worthless. The Enderslayer enchant now works on Endermites. It turns out you could actually heal by taking damage at very high defense. Also, Hypixel made a Skyblock animation thing, which looks kinda cool. But as this person said, we are literally gonna get a Hypixel anime before the foraging update. So thank you, Hypixel. Again, I'm going for 30k before April 14th, 2024, cause it's my birthday. So please sub, bye.
If you watched the video up to this point, I sincerely thank you. If you want to watch more videos like this, click the button on the left. If you want to continue watching my content, click the button on the right. If you want to watch all the videos, comment in the comments.